Okay, hi everybody. I'm back again with part 2 of my Rum Bones unboxing. The first video was just a quick look over all the Kickstarter stuff, and this one is now going to be going into it in a bit more detail. So I thought what I'd do is start off with the actual core game itself and some of the miniatures, the extra miniatures you can buy for the two factions that come with the game. So I'll put those to one side for the moment, and we'll start with the main core game. So you can see really great artwork on the box. If you've got Zombicide, you'll be familiar with this sort of artwork that goes throughout this. So when we open the box up, the first thing we see is the rulebook. All colour, again great artwork inside. Nicely laid out. I haven't actually played it yet, so I don't know how to actually play it at all. That tells you what's in the core game. Quite nice thick paper as well, so it's good quality stuff. Just quickly go through these because this isn't what you want to see. It's the miniatures really that you're mainly interested in. Again, some really nice artwork there inside. Tells you all about the sea creatures, the different heroes for each faction. There's two factions in this game. You've got the Wellport Brotherhood and the Bone Devils. They're the ones that come with the core game. We now move on to the tokens. This is the coins that you use to buy extra actions and things like that, I believe. Here we have the Kraken. As you'll see in a later video, I've got a miniature to replace this. You've got the boards there that go between the ships, and there's all the health points and things like that. And again, it's double-sided. It's quite a thick card as well, so it's good quality, it's going to last. These are the objectives that you put on each ship, and the other side have to try and get to them or destroy them. This is the Sea Dragon token. Again, I do have the miniature for that, and you'll see that on a later video. So that's all the tokens. Next up, we'll have a look at the cards. So the first thing, these are the character cards. Really nice artwork on these. Just give you a quick look at them. These are the Wellport Brotherhood. And you do have a mixture of male and female characters, which is good. And these are the Bloodbone characters. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could mix them up and have whoever you want in each team, but that's down to the player. Here's the Sea Dragon stats card, and that's the Kraken stats card. Quite powerful. So that's the character cards. Next we'll have a quick look at the actual game cards. Again, split up into factions. Got the Bone Devils with the purple back, and the Wellport Brotherhood have got the green back. So it's basically things just like orders and that sort of thing. Things to cancel out actions from other characters from the other team. Usual fare. Nice sort of little simple artwork on it, but you're not really interested in that. Again, it's quite thick cards, so it will last. Next we have the dice. Now the game comes with just normal D6 black dice. These are what I got through the Kickstarter, and you can actually buy these on eBay, and they will be for sale on retail. So the green ones are for the Wellport Brotherhood, and the purple are for the Bone Devils. Another thing that you get with the Kickstarter, you don't get these with the game, are the cannons. That's the Wellport Brotherhood cannon, and that's the Bone Devils cannon. These are basically just to replace these ones. So rather than have a bit of card on the board, you've actually got a miniature to represent it, which is good. Also with the Kickstarter, I've got these, which is the plastic coins. They're obviously to replace these. Just adds a little bit more fun to the game. I'm assuming you can buy these at retail as well eventually, if not already. So before we come on to the miniatures, which are in these boxes here, we'll have a quick look at the board. You've got two boards, and you've got two ships on the board. They're not double-sided, it's just black on the other side. This is the Wellport Brotherhood ship, tell by the emblem. Again, nice artwork. And finally, we have the Bone Devils ship. Sorry about this bad camera work, I'm doing this all one-handed. But there's the Bone Devils ship. So it's quite big, so you need quite a big table to play this. So what I'll do, I'll put a pause in now, and when we come back we'll take a look at the miniatures that you get in the base game. Okay, in the main big box you've got the deckhands and the bosuns. These are the Wellport Brotherhood deckhands. Hopefully the camera will pick out the detail. It's one of the deckhands. Here is another one. It's quite strong plastic as well, so it should should bear up to a lot of gameplay. These are like the cannon fodder. Then you have the bosuns. So that's the first tray. Second tray, these are the Bone Devils. These are the deckhands for the Bone Devils. He's holding his head in his hand. Obviously the Bone Devils are the undead. So that's the second tray. Third tray, a few more bosuns. I suppose a bit like the fatties on Zombicide. And here's the Bone Devils. Another one of the deckhands. Skeleton type creature. And here's their bosun. So that's the main big box. Say these are just like cannon fodder. So I'll put another pause in here, and when we come back we'll take a look at the heroes for each section. each faction. Okay, I'll try and do these in the order that come up on the cards. First one is Stumper Pete. He's part of the Wellport Brotherhood, and this is his miniature. They're colour coded. The green ones are the brutes. Next one, which is also Wellport, which is Miss Mags, which I believe is this one here. Really difficult to pick out the detail, but there is a lot of detail in these miniatures. You'll be able to see that when they're painted. So it's Miss Mags. This is the swashbuckler, which is Mad Ivan, which is this guy. Then we have Blackout Bart, which is this guy. His flagon of ale in his hand. And finally, for the Wellport Brotherhood, we have the captain. This is Captain Daniel Payne, which is this guy. See the detail a bit better on this one. So that's the Wellport Brotherhood. Now move on to the Bone Devils. So we have Little Tom, followed by the Spectre, I will do a more in-depth video on these miniatures when they are painted. Then we have Patchwork Porter. That is a bright colour. Really difficult to see this guy because of the colour. Then we have Ghost Eye Gunther, which I believe. Okay, Ghost Eye Gunther. Sorry, I had to pause it there. It's somebody was at the door. And finally, we have the Captain, Albrecht the Damned. So that's all the miniatures that you get and everything you get with the base game. Oh, and also, I forgot to show you these. You've got the bases. These you've got to put on these figures. So when they're crossing over the ships, you know which faction that hero is with. Obviously purple for Bone Devils, green for Wellport Brotherhood. So that is everything on the base game. I'll put a pause in here and we'll take a look at some of the other miniatures that I've got with the Kickstarter for these two factions. Okay, the first ones we're going to have a look at is the Wellport Brotherhood miniatures. This is the mixed box. These are the characters. So the first one we have is Not So Noble Baston, which is this guy. He's a brute, so you can replace him for the other one in the base game. Next up we have Slevin the Lucky, which is a swashbuckler. And finally in this box we have Cochon Bombardier. I don't know why they've given me 2 cards for him. I'm not sure about that. Oh well. There's Cochon Bombardier, which replaces the other gunner. 2 pigs with dynamite strapped to him under his arms. So that's the Brotherhood mix. Now we have the Wellport Brotherhood Hero Set 1. The first one we'll take a look at is Bloody Anne Bonny, which I believe is this one. Parrot on her shoulder, huge hat. No, sorry, that is Theo the Terror of Nova. That one. This is Bloody Anne Bonny. Who is actually a captain. And finally we have Grace O'Malley, who is a gunner. So there you have the extra boxes for the Wellport Brotherhood factions. I'll put another pause in here. When we come back, we'll have a look at the extra Bone Devil characters. Okay, so these are the Bone Devil extra miniatures. This is the mix pack. First one is another gunner. It's Mr. Smith, which is this one. I'm assuming they will release more. Then we have Eric the Dead, which is this one. And finally, for this little pack, again they've given us 2 for some reason. We have Mary You the Pale Siren. Again, I do apologise for this being really brief and not brilliant camera work, but it will be rectified when they are all painted up. Okay, let's move over to the Bone Devils Hero Set 1. First one is Captain Dracula. Nice mini, this one. If you go online, just type in Rum Bones. There is a video there of all of these miniatures being painted up, and they do look very impressive. Now have Renfield the Blood Crazed, which is this guy. What I like about it is, well, it's quite thick plastic, so it's not, there's nothing bent or misshapen. And finally, for this one, we have Daedalus the Soul Herald, which is this guy. I think this would be a lot of people's favourite faction, Bone Devils. So there you go. I'll put a pause in here and we'll have a look at them all up together, and that'll be it for this video. until part 3, which will be an unboxing of one of the main expansion boxes. So there you go, guys. That is the core game with a few little expansion bits or extras put inside, namely the dice and the coins and the 2 little cannons. And the only boxes that are available at the moment for these 2 factions that are extra. So as always, thanks for watching. I hope this video gives you some sort of idea of what you can expect miniature wise in this game and what you can get for it. So as I said before, I do apologise for not giving you a really in-depth view, but as I said, when they're painted you'll be able to get a better look at these miniatures. So the next one will be possibly it's going to be Mizzou's Dreadful Curse expansion, which is basically a whole new faction with a new ship and new miniatures. So until then, as always, thanks for watching and see you on the next video.